Hey guys, Matt Bishop here. We are in Baltimore, Maryland at the Shindig Music Festival, and I'm here with a hometown hero of sorts, brother, JP from Clutch. What's going on, man? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
What's today been like for you guys? I mean, it's got to be a neat feeling. It's a bit of a homecoming for you guys, you know, being from Maryland and all that.
Sure. And it feels especially sweet knowing that it's the last day of the tour. It's nice to come home and have our families here today. And, you know, best of all, it's outdoors. We really enjoy that.
Is there like a little bit more of an adrenaline rush tonight, maybe, when you hit the stage?
I hope so. we'll see what happens. You know, we change the set list up every night. Today actually was my turn to do it. So the fun thing about being in this band is that there's going to be a new energy every night. We really make a point not to sort of just regurgitate last night's set list over again. A lot of bands sort of play the same things over and over again, say the same stuff in between songs. For me, that's not really a musical experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's more like a school play.
I hear you.
So yeah, we have some new songs we're going to put in the set list tonight, and some old ones. It's going to be a good time.
All right. Mob Goes Wild.
That's in there.
Freaking love that song, man. That's a great tune. So you guys obviously have been touring on Earth Rocker for, is it over 2 years now?
It's coming up on 2 years now.
Huge success for you guys. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
But now you guys are working on some new material.
We are. We started seriously thinking about the new album in the last few months. One of the things that we really get a kick out of is playing new stuff live, you know, before it's even been recorded, and it's fun to play the songs. As a drummer, I sort of get to feel where that rhythm sits with the rest of the band. You get to see the interaction with the crowd, and all that stuff goes into what is going to make that song the best song it can be. Mm-hmm. So it's a good time to do that, and we experiment a lot too. You know, there's times where we'll change the song and sound check and try a new way of doing it, or new arrangement, so it's fun.
I imagine, you know, again, not to harp on the whole hometown thing, but I imagine that it's great to debut some stuff here, because there's a lot of diehards in the crowd tonight, and you know that for a fact, you know, and you're going to get some great feedback on it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think at this point, that's something that our audience has really come to expect from us. You know, certainly we want to play the songs everybody wants to hear, but you know, I think there's a certain element of improvisation that they're looking for, and there's a certain element of new energy that they want to see. So hopefully we'll get into that tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. This is going to be LP 11 for you guys.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
At this point in your career, is there a certain formula when it comes to hitting the studio for a new record?
No.
Or is it just kind of whatever happens every time?
It's very different. Each song comes together differently. Each album really marks a different chapter in the band's growth. We really make a conscious effort to not repeat ourselves, try new things, try to make a different kind of a record. You know, we had a lot of success on Earth Rocker, and one of the great things about the songs on that album are the way they play live. You know, they're really, it's a very focused effort, and as we write songs for the new album, you know, we're definitely thinking about the things that made Earth Rocker songs really great, but we're also thinking about trying new stuff, and some of the most exciting stuff that we're playing, in my opinion, is stuff that doesn't sound at all like Earth Rocker. So, you know, we'll see what ends up happening in the studio, but it's a fun time.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. When you kind of look at like the rock and roll landscape right now, I feel like there's so much stuff going around. You know, we had Gene Simmons in the news saying, you know, rock is dead. You know, that phrase, you know, there was more to it if you read all the other stuff he said about the business and whatnot. But where do you guys feel the business is, and where do you guys feel like you are at right now? Because you guys have been doing this for a long time, you know, seasoned veterans.
Yeah, we have been doing it for a long time. The 90s, we spent a good bit of the time on or off major labels, arguing with major labels. That was no fun. The early 2000s, we spent with a record label that kind of had a concept that was more of a partnership. You know, it was like a 50-50 sort of relationship between the band and the record label, and we quickly realized that was a dead end. So we've always sort of had a DIY kind of work ethic. You know, we came out of the East Coast hardcore scene. We used to come to Baltimore all the time and play punk rock shows. So for us to sort of take the reins on the business end of things was something that we've always done from the very beginning. So we started our own label about 6 years ago.
Weathermaker Music, correct?
Weathermaker Music,
yes.
That's correct. And that's great. It allows us to release music the way we want to, when we want to, the kinds of records we want to release. So in that respect, it's very empowering. I would say that the younger bands out there have to be very cognizant of that. This market is changing by the minute, and the old model of, you know, recording a record and printing up a CD and trying to get that CD in the stores is it's coming to an end, whether we like it or not. You know, I don't think it's going to be something that happens overnight, but there's going to be there's a transition there, and so the young bands really have to be aware of that. And it's, you know, it's wide open right now. I think the big labels are at a loss as to how to deal with the industry as it is, and I think in a lot of ways there are some advantages for the bands because they do have some tools available to them. But it's really up to the band to bring something that's going to be unique, something that's heartfelt, something that's something that people can relate to. With all the music that's going on out there right now, a lot of the bands sort of sound as if they came from the very same studio. You know, production's a lot of very much the same. Song structures are the same. And, so, as a band, it's important to really find your voice and make that your sound. And hopefully that'll translate to, you know, gaining some fans and trying to make a career out of this thing.
Absolutely. Well, dude, thank you so much for taking the time. I greatly appreciate it. Clutch, ladies and gentlemen. They are rocking their hometown tonight at the Shindig here in Baltimore. And then it's back to work. Tour is over, and we're going to get down to this new album. It's coming out soon. But in the meantime, please fill your collection with Earth Rocker if you haven't already. It was in our top 50 albums of 2013. It was in the list. It's a fantastic record. Add it to the shelf. I promise you won't be disappointed. And new stuff coming soon, man. I'm stoked. We're out of here. Thanks, brother.